Hello, my name's Tyler Cooey, and this is a 3-day nutrition log I kept over March 15th, 16th, and 17th. And this is just going to go over the foods I ate. We're going to look at how this compares to USDA recommendations and some performance goals I want to set for myself in the coming future. Okay, so the USDA stands for the United States Department of Agriculture, and these they have 5 different food groups, and that being fruits, grains, vegetables, dairy, and protein. They base the certain recommendations on your age and gender. So I'm 19 and I'm male. So these different recommendations by the USDA are what I should be taking for each of these 5 different groups of food. Okay, so protein. Like I said, I'm 19 years old, I'm a male, and according to the USDA, I should be consuming at least 2.8 servings of protein per day. I try to eat a lot of protein throughout. I incorporate a lot of protein in my diet, so I feel like I've definitely been hitting that mark for a long time now. Fruits, I should be consuming at least 4 servings of fruits per day. It's kind of hit and miss because of Hawkins. They have sometimes have fruits out, sometimes they don't. But I try to get as much as I can in when I see fruit available. Grains, I should be consuming at least 11 servings of grains per day. And finally, vegetables. I should be consuming at least 5 servings of vegetables per day. This is hard for me because I like very few vegetables, and I don't know, I enjoy fruit way more, so this is a tough one for me, and I don't think I'm hitting this 5 servings a day, so I'll need to work on that. And dairy, I should be consuming at least 2 servings of dairy per day. I do drink a lot of milk in my cereal and just by itself, so I believe that I am hitting that dairy mark each day. So this is my average calorie consumption. My average calorie intake for the 3 days that I did was 3,288. I believe this was about 150 short of my target. I was disappointed to see that. My average carbs was around 328. Average fat was 131. Average protein was 218. My saturated fats were 35. And then it goes on and talks about, and then you can see the polysaturated fats, non-saturated fats, trans fats, cholesterol, sodium, potassium, fiber, and then my sugars, vitamins, and iron and calcium as well. Okay, so did I meet the recommended consumption of these different food groups? I do not think I met my protein and fat consumption throughout the days. Again, the TIU meal plan is really different and it varies upon day to day. So some days there's little to no different protein options that I can choose from, and some days there are a lot. So it really just depends on the day, but each day I try to stay consistent with my food groups, like protein, grains, my vitamins, and my dairy. And I do try to eat a lot of protein because I'm an athlete. I lift weights as well, and protein helps build muscle. You can't really build muscle without protein, so it's a key part of my diet that I do try to incorporate into each day. There were some, such as my vitamin A and C, I went over the recommended amount. This is really weird because I tend to really not consume as much vitamin A and C as I need to, and we'll talk about that later on. So the quality of food, most of my food was good quality. Like I said before, I do have a high protein filled diet. I like to build muscle, but I believe that if I'm eating healthy, I'm eating a lot of protein and different vitamins and stuff like that, eating clean, it will keep me from building fat and having diseases, especially when I get older and my metabolism starts to go down and I can't burn off fat as well. I should be definitely concentrating on eating more fruits and vegetables as I get older, because like I said, it's going to be healthier for me in the long run when I get older. And if I get in these habits now, it's going to be easier for me to stay on course once I'm 60, 70 years old. So talk about my daily eating habits a little bit. I had two of my weaknesses are blueberry muffins and cereal. The reason the blueberry muffins at Fresh, I get those a lot because it's easy, it's quick, it's convenient for me. It takes about maybe 45 seconds to a minute to eat. I can grab it if I'm late for class or going to practice or something like that. And it doesn't really sit too hard in my stomach, so it's just a good little boost to have of food. I know it's not the best for me. It's high in fat, and I also eat a lot of cereal. And I'm not talking about like Special K. I'm talking about like sugar cereals like Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast cereal, and Frosted Flakes, and cereals that are very high in sugar and aren't the best for me. I know that these are good in a way for my emotional wellness because it makes me feel good, it makes me feel satisfied throughout the day, and it puts me in a good emotional state. I understand this is bad for my physical wellness because obviously, I want to be a physically fit athlete, especially even when I'm done playing soccer, working out. And I know these food items, if I eat them on a consistent basis, will hinder me from being very fit. I understand that, every once in a while you can cheat with these things, but as often as I eat them, I definitely should not be eating them as much as I am. Over time, they can build up as visceral fat, put me at greater risk of diseases and cardiovascular problems, which I really do not want to have, and I don't think anyone does. Okay, so now we're going to get on to the last part of this slideshow, and these are my 3 performance goals. My first one is to raise my vitamin A and C intake. And it's a specific goal. This is off the SMART principles, specific, motivational, accountable, responsible, and touchable. So specific because it can be broken down into different types of foods that I need to be eating more, such as like fruits and vegetables. It's very motivational to me because the health benefits are great, and it's going to help me feel accomplished that I set a goal and I achieved it, and it's going to help me push on to achieve even more goals. It's accountable because I have apps like the MyFitnessPal where I can track what I'm eating, and I can look back and say, I shouldn't have eaten that, or I did a good job with that that day. So that's a very good app that'll help me stay on track. It's responsible because sometimes I don't feel like eating healthy foods all the time, and it's gonna test me when I get into Hawkins or wherever I'm eating to order the right thing and not what I'm craving, which is something unhealthy. And it's touchable because I can see the benefits of this, which is some's name are clear skin, good eyes, and stuff like that. Some of the things that vitamin A and C really do help you with. So my second performance goal is to eat less fat-filled foods. Specific because I only really eat a few very fat-filled foods, such as what I mentioned before, blueberry muffins, cereal. I also really do enjoy French toast and other things like that. It's motivational because I want to achieve, a good physique with 6-pack abs. Something I've always wanted. I think it looks amazing, and I want to be able to achieve that peak physical fitness. It's accountable because I have other friends that want to try this for the same reasons, so we can all keep each other accountable and try to achieve that goal together. And it's responsible because it will cost me enjoyment and pleasure from eating fatty foods and foods high in bad things. And it's touchable because I can see myself having a good body for the summer, and not just the summer, throughout my whole life, which is my end goal. And finally, my third performance goal, this is going to be the last part of the presentation, is to eat broccoli once a day for 6 months straight. I do not like broccoli, and it's very specific because it's a single food, and I can really crack down on it. It's motivational because, like I said, I've always hated broccoli, and I think that it's going to be very beneficial for me to eat this food. It's accountable because I can track it by putting a green check mark on my calendar so I can look back and see all the green check marks and be like, wow, I'm really doing this. And it's responsible because I will earn respect from my friends who will hopefully be motivated by me to change their diets and become better and improve their physical fitness in the end. And it's touchable because I've always hated broccoli, and it's something that I've always wanted to get over, and I think this is the correct way to do it. That has been my presentation. Thank you for listening.